Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon. I'm out here with Geeky Sparkle. She's not feeling too well. She's sitting this one out. We're going to do another video talking about Dragon Age the Veilguard, because why the hell not? It's a really interesting situation, right? It looks like Dragon Age the Veilguard will be the first Dragon Age game without DLC. In fact, the team is being shunted over to Mass Effect 5. Feels like they're giving up on this game. It feels like they're giving up on the game. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about some of the activism that has been inserted into this game, which might be part of the reason why the game is not selling well. Actually, I think it's a big part of the reason the game is not selling all that well. We'll take a look at that, and then we're going to talk about the numbers that they're crowing about, how it's surpassing 89,000 concurrent Steam players. That's fantastic, except we have so many indie titles that have done so much better this year. So for a AAA title that's taken damn near a decade to get out the door, that's not very impressive. And that might take us back to the initial point of the video, which is they're kind of giving up on this one. They're giving up on it. So let's talk about this. Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. Go out to clownfish-.com, join the Non-Plus Plus Club. You can join, and you get exclusive content, including podcasts, and we got some more stuff planned. We've only been doing it for like a month now, but you guys have been fantastic. Thank you so much. I am highly concerned about the future of YouTube, I gotta tell you, and we're trying to spread out a little bit more, even considering doing more on the R Place, just to make sure that we are we've got more legs under the table than one, right? So if that leg gets kicked out from underneath us, we've got other places to go. So follow us wherever you can find us. It's much appreciated. Thank you. This is coming from Polygon, of all places. Dragon Age the Veilguard won't have DLC. The team is focused on Mass Effect 5. This is the first time Dragon Age has not had DLC. They said, after what appears to have been a quite successful launch for Dragon Age the Veilguard, highly debatable, which broke player count records for BioWare and EA games on Steam during launch day, fans could have reasonably expected to see more from the game's colorful cast of characters. Every other Dragon Age game has had post-launch DLC content, often with big story implications, such as Dragon Age Inquisition's DLC Trespasser, featuring the heel turn from companion character Solas, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Instead, the report reads, the developer's full attention has now shifted entirely to the next Mass Effect as their current project. Polygon had a recent chat with John Epler. Okay, so he talked to Rolling Stone, as well as game director Corinne Bush, in which Bush, I don't know, emphasized the team's goals with regard to this point. The main thing for us was it's very important that this game felt like the most complete story we're trying to tell. So to be honest with you, we're wholly focused on that right now. There's been a lot of effort to make sure this is a complete adventure. I mean, I'll give them props for that. Very few games ship now that are complete adventures, but it is unprecedented for this series. And it does feel like they're just kind of moving on to other things, right? Thus, the story of Veilguard is what it is, with no addendum coming down the pike, and with the team pivoting over to Mass Effect. Seems fans are going to have to wait for a return to this world. Yeah. It's not a very good sign. Again, this is a game that I literally have no interest in playing. I just like watching the drama unfold around it, and I try to look at the numbers, and I try to look at like what is actually going on here, and I think the internal numbers are not that good. Like, people are like, oh yeah, they hit 89,000. I'm like, guys, I just want to point this out, right? So this year so far, we've had Black Myth Wukong, which had over 2 million concurrent players. Actually, 2,223,179 concurrent players. Palworld had 2,101,867 concurrent players. Does that 89,000 look impressive? No, it does not. It's a fraction. Even Counter-Strike 2 had 1.4 million concurrent players. Stellar Blade, which was on PS5, apparently had 690,000 daily active users, double what Final Fantasy VII Rebirth managed. Then we talk about some other huge failures here, Concord and Dustborn. So the Veilguard is doing okay, but not great. I mean, not by AAA standards, definitely. When you've got indie titles, they're doing so much better. It's really hard to make a case for putting more money into it. In my opinion, they're probably just trying to move on to the next thing. This is fantastic, guys. Look, it's beaten Metaphor. It's beaten God of War. It's also, it is also on consoles too. So, I mean, there is that, but it's like, come on. It's not fantastic, not for the amount of money and time, especially. I mean, this game started development in 2015. So we're going to wrap up with this. This is Laureano Gutierrez, who says, they say this game is not woke propaganda, just discovered this while reading the codex entries. So this is coming from, I believe, if I remember correctly, the writer-director is trans, and this sounds kind of like a trans manifesto, but it's in the game. They actually have a video. We're going to take a look at this and see. Tosh knows. So Tosh is the non-binary character that has been making the rounds, and their story is a huge plot point. And remember, if you misgender this character, you have to do push-ups. You have to pull a barf, stunning and barf. That's what I know about this game. That's what everybody knows. See, this is the thing. Like, the game could be 99.9% pretty okay, but as soon as people catch wind that there's wokeness, or rather overt wokeness in the game, that's what makes the rounds. That's what hits social media. That's what people know the game for, even if it's a really small part of the game, right? And does it do the game justice? Probably not. But everything I'm hearing is the game's pretty mid anyway. It's not great. This is just kind of just throwing more kerosene on the fire. And gamers now are so jaded, and they've learned to ferret this stuff out. So if it's in your game, they're gonna find it, even if it's buried. And apparently this was kind of buried. So this is one of the codex entries, and we'll go look at the video that actually is in there. Tosh notes meeting shadow dragons to talk gender stuff, writing notes to work through gender crap, showing to Rook for help maybe. Mavaris pretty, Tarquin tough, both trans, both open about being trans, and said I could share stuff if it helped me on my journey. I did not ask for a journey. Trans means was other gender, then changed. Wait, no, was always a new thing, just now acknowledged, not changing, affirming. Trans woman is woman. Not feeling right in body is dysphoria, whole big thing. Could feel like want to be guy instead of girl. No. Could feel like not connected to body. Not everyone does this. Could feel uncomfortable with girls who act more feminine. No, I like girls. Girls smell good. The hell? But like hanging out with lords more than girls. Ashamed of not doing what your gender should do. Ugh. Getting euphoria is feeling right. Non-binary means not man or woman. Can feel like either. Can look like guy, girl, neither. Some use she, he, some swap, some use they, but still single with name. What? This again, multi-million-dollar therapy session. Clearly, the people writing the script for this game have some shit they got to work through. And that's fine. You can work through your shit, but why does everybody else have to work through your shit with you? I'm just saying. Not everybody wants to. Flynn is non-binary. They are coming this way. Confusing, but sure. Also gender fluid. Feel different on different days. Can switch pronouns. Don't think that's me. Agender, bigender, demigender, others. I feel like this should be an AI song or something. It feels like it could be, because it's very kind of sing-songy. Like, feel different on different days. Can switch pronouns. Don't think that's me. Don't think that's me. And then you have like the rednecks in there, kind of like they do on Twitter. I don't know. Agender, bigender, demigender, others, lots of different ones, but not me. Okay. So here is the video. I guess we'll play through the video here, and you can see that, yeah, this is a thing. It's actually in the game. Okay, we go to the codex. The Lords of Fortune. Yep, there it is. Talking gender and stuff. We're talking gender and stuff. I mean, this is actually hidden pretty well, I guess, because a lot of people don't even look at this stuff really, if it's really text heavy. But obviously there is something being pushed in this game because we have multiple scenes where the character is working through their gender identity and their mommy, daddy, girl, boy issues. I don't know. Does that have something to do with the sales? Yeah, I think it might. I think it's a huge reason why they're probably just moving on to other things. Now, do I think that Mass Effect 5 is going to be any better? Probably not. At some point you realize that the companies that you've loved that make games and movies and TV shows and comic books and stuff that you loved back in the day no longer exist, or that the people that created those things are no longer with the company, and they just are. It's just IP. Some corporate owner owns the IP, and they crank out content with that label attached to it. That name attached to it doesn't mean that it's actually good. It doesn't mean it's going to be the same as it was. See also Star Wars, you know what I'm saying? And I think you really have to kind of look at every piece of content that comes out and kind of judge it on its own merit anymore, because just because it's part of a franchise, or just because it's from a company that you've trusted in the past, doesn't mean that it's going to be good automatically. You used to know that if a game came out from this company, it was good. If comics came out from this publisher, they were going to be good. Now it's you have to kind of wait and see. And people just aren't giving stuff a chance anymore. They're like, yeah, we're over it, we're done. And even if, like I said, 95% of the game is good, that 5% of activism, that is going to turn off a massive number of people, because nobody wants to pay to be screamed at, lectured at. You know what I'm saying? So this era of gaming, I think, is winding down because the money's running out. And we'll see. If there are a bunch of layoffs, I've been telling people, I said, if there's a bunch of layoffs at BioWare next quarter, you'll know that this game definitely did not hit internal projections. And I have a feeling, given how money hungry EA is, this game did not meet expectations, especially when we've got indie titles outselling it. There's no way. Gonna wrap it up. Please subscribe. We'll talk later. Join the reef. Go to clownfish-.com. That's clownfish-.com. You will get exclusive access to podcasts and videos and comic strips and more, as well as merch discounts. Check it out. If you were a member, you could get this t-shirt, this dismal t-shirt, on our website. You'd get a 10% discount on that. You can also join in the community on clownfish-.com. Thank you so much for the support.